me take a hearty and say a special good morning to our listeners and viewers this morning. Welcome to today's edition of To The Point. It's Wednesday, the 19th day of November 2025. I'm your host, GT. Usually on Wednesday we do host various departments within the government here on today's edition of To The Point. There's a sitting of Parliament today, so of course we have no one representing on the program this morning, no particular department, which leaves us to the option of you listeners and viewers, of course, chiming in on today's edition. And of course, let's hear from you in terms of your views and your concerns that you may like to, of course, bring to the fore. 435-2041. That's 435-2041, which gives us the opportunity to do that. 435-2041. Give me that call. The lines are now open for you. That's the WhatsApp and the direct line. 435-2041. Lines are open. Don't forget to be brief in terms of your contribution this morning. Be to the point. Of course, make sure your information is factual in terms of what you throw out. And of course, we should certainly have a smooth flow of today's edition of To The Point. Let's go to the phone line and entertain our first caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Morning.
How are you this morning?
JT, I heard something very disturbing this morning on a station, which is of these allegations of these NDC people that are going around and doing this thing. And I have to condemn it, but I just want to invite people to the General Council and the rally that they're having in St. Andrews on this Sunday in South Plainfield. And for the constituency of South St. George, you could contact 440-110 and 457-5569, and the tongue of St. George, 435-8696, because people, you have to mobilize to go to the rally and to ask your representatives the hard questions people need to know. So go to the rally on Sunday. Anyway, I was listening to a program and I was very disturbed because it alleges that the NDC people, and I'm a supporter of the NDC, so I will talk about it because I'm not afraid, right? If the leader or anybody going wrong the wrong way, I have the testicular fortitude to tell them they're going wrong. But please, it is alleged that the NDC people are going wrong, intimidating people. After this launch of Peter David Party, acts of aggression, saying all kind of a thing, leave the people alone, and invasion of privacy going on. Well, I don't know if I should use the word macro or if I should use the word spying. Anybody should be able to go to any political rally or any party once you're a Grenadian. So the NDC people, if this is a perception or if this is allegation, I'm not accusing anybody, because I will talk out over it as an NDC person. I will speak out against it, and I'm calling on all of the NDC people like myself to condemn these kind of actions of this alleged behavior by the fellow NDCI's people. Leave the people, they're free to go to any rally associated with anybody. Stop harassing the people and cease and desist from doing so. And I talk so, and I'm highly annoyed. So people, don't forget the rally on Sunday, starting at 5 o'clock. There's a General Council meeting in the morning, and SAS Plainfield organize your transportation and support the rally. But at the same time, I condemn the behavior of the fellow NDCIs. Leave people to associate with who they want. Thank you, my friend. Have a great
Thank
day.
you also, caller. Thank you very much. Appreciate your call. 435-2041. 435-2041. That's a number for you to, of course, call in and, of course, share your views, share your concerns on today's edition of To The Point. Good morning to those of you driving along on the nation's roads. I always have to shout you folks out. Of course, make sure you drive along with that due care and attention. Please do so. There are areas where the roads are wet because of the rainfall we've been experiencing from time to time, especially in the wee hours of the morning. So there's no need for that extra speed you may want to go at. I understand sometimes you want to get somewhere a little faster than you actually goes off the speed limit a wee bit, but I was certainly not encouraging you to do that, because your friction is reduced when the roads are wet. 435-2041. 435-2041. Let's hear from you. Something that you may want to put to the fore, a particular issue you may want to speak about, feel free to do so. The lines are now opened. Good morning to a dear friend of mine. I mentioned don't call my name, but let me say good morning to you. And it's your birthday today. Good morning and happy birthday. I know you're listening. Certainly hope that you enjoy your day to the max. All right. Well, you don't want me to call your name, but hey, enjoy your day today. All right. 435-2041. It's Wednesday the 19th, and Feel free. Give me that call, folks. Let's hear from you this morning. Lines open. Don't forget you have the option of using the WhatsApp also. Maybe you want to send a message via the WhatsApp if you are, of course, not feeling too comfortable calling, but you may want to type a message out. You can do that. I will certainly read it also. If you want to call via the WhatsApp, it's a more comfortable way for you to make contact. Feel free to do so also. Or we do have the direct line, as I mentioned, that you could also call in via. 435-2041, 435-2041. We've moving down to just approximately 12 minutes after 9 o'clock hour this morning here on today's edition. I mentioned there's Parliament today, and one of the reasons why we don't have anyone representing on the program this morning, especially from the government side, there's no particular department popping in this morning because of Parliament. All right, so it leaves us the opportunity to have an open line edition of today's program, 435-2041. Let's hear from you. Yeah. Calls a bit slow in coming this morning. Folks probably, I hope not, no major distraction is causing you from not wanting to participate some way or the other. But feel free, if you do have a contribution that you want to make this morning, the lines are certainly opened to you. I have no particular subject matter that I want us to gravitate towards this morning. I leave it up to you callers. You probably could, of course, have a subject matter that you may want to bring to the phone that others may want to contribute towards. Feel free to do so. We go to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford. How are you?
Doing good, sir. What about you, sir?
Hey, Mr. Telesford, I wonder if you remember, you're not that old. When you were a boy, you used to hear the old people laughing like this, quote unquote. Hey, hey! You ever hear that?
I certainly have heard it, sir.
You know what that means, Mr. Telesford?
Not too sure of the exact meaning, but it's something that when they laugh because of something could be comical.
They're jeering at you. Let's get on, I see, Mr. Telesford. It is evident today more than ever in this here country that this nation, if I may say, cannot continue along the direction it is going. It is evident. But let's go straight to the point. Recently, a new political organization was introduced to the people. Mind you, I'm not using no launch thing, because that verb launch is a very powerful one, and all because of the object. In other words, what the launching refers to, the significance will change. In other words, the launching of a book is not the same as launching of a ship, etc., etc. He was introduced, and I'm hearing all kind of criticisms about it. Who even feel that the fellas shouldn't get together and form a new political organization? No, how ridiculous. This country is supposed to be democratic. But with me, I welcome the diversity, because I do believe that politics, and I'm talking about the true politics, meaning the people's business from the Greek word polis, has been sequestered in this here country, hijacked, kidnapped by a clique within the two quote-unquote leading political parties of this country. So the diversity is welcome. But I have a problem, Mr. Telesford. Let's retract that for a bit. I'm waiting to hear what they really intend to do to change. That's their word. To change. My understanding of change as a mechanic means movement. Oh, how it coincides with their movement. Displacement, enhancement, a fulfillment of work, which gives a result to be seen. But if they propose to come with all the fancy optics to continue to bluff the people of this country, this Kreboja is on this side and he shall expose them. I want to send challenges out to them, more than one. We are convinced, and Grenadians know it very well, that the reason why the political class in this country does not want to do anything to modify, to alter, to rewrite to present a new constitution to the country because the current imperial order in council of the Queen's Most Excellent Majesty has established a tete for them, so they can continue with the sleaze. If you understand what sleaze is maliciousness in politics. Malfeasance, corruption, due to their untrustworthiness. They lie openly to the people. They manipulate the laws. A common man breaks the law, he goes to jail. But the politicians breaching the Constitution and it comes as nothing. That cannot continue in this here country, so I'm challenging them. Come clean. If you want to do anything to really change in this here country, let us talk about the constitutional architecture. Is Grenada a politically independent and sovereign nation? Show me the documents. Show me. I'm telling them only because that's where I'm coming from. Show me the Constitution Act of Grenada. Show me the Independence Act of Grenada. In other words, give me the number and the year that they were discussed in the parliament of this country. You want to tell me that we're independent so that we don't have to swear allegiance to the king or to the monarch? Well, show me that section 23, sections 23 and 57 of the Constitution do not exist. The king is still the king. What is the bluff for? Why is it you're afraid to present a referendum to the people to ask them whether or not they want to continue to live under an imperial order in council of the monarch's most excellent majesty? Why are you afraid? Because the provision provides conditions for that. This is what the people want. The people need to get together and sit down and talk amongst themselves, presenting all the problems that we've been facing. Every year is a deja vu. We hear the same thing over and over. We need to change this. So I'm warning the democratic people, pretty nice name, and now we know that the means democratic, more democracy in theory and talk, but not on the ground in practice. But that is what we want. That's what we need. We need to move to more democracy by force altering, creating a proper foundation for the country. We can build nothing, as opposed to as a mechanical. You can build nothing if you're starting on placid ground. I mean weak and unstable ground. And Grenada is unstable because the Constitution is not fitting for the modern times. Mr. Telesford, I can go on, but I'm not an abuser. So welcome the diversity, but come strong with the people, because this Kreboja is out here and he shall challenge you too. These are my little inputs. Have a nice day with you, Mr. Telesford.
You too, sir. Have a good one. Thank you so much. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome. Let's hear from you.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford, and how are you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Okay, I'm doing great. Thank you very much for asking. And I must indeed say I have a point that I need to make. And it so happened that, I like to look at everything that is out there in regards to Grenada. And I was on a particular platform where I listened to someone projecting a recording of a meeting in which a request was made for it to be private. Now, when I heard that being projected, it kind of shocked me, because given the fact that the person was claiming that persons were saying that he couldn't be trusted. And then coming with the evidence that's why he shouldn't be trusted, in that projecting that he had a recording, it tends to suggest that what else was recorded? What else was done? And I got a little bit concerned, because I felt that it was unethical. It showed a person of abasement, because you cannot go into a public space and do a recording, and not show that you are recording. If you are recording, you have the recording where you put it up front, and everybody knows that you are recording. And if you're recording privately, you would state, I am recording privately. so that persons would know that this is what you're doing if you are ethical enough to show that, well, this is what I'm doing. And then to come and to transmit that to the public air as to what was transpired via that meeting, I was disturbed, because I was not expecting that in Grenada and from Grenadians. And to my knowledge, I could not understand what would have transpired there. And even though a person is angry about a particular situation, it definitely means that they could have done it a different way. And let's say even if they had recorded and kept it privately, but then to go ahead and to publish it so that the public can actually hear what was transpired at that meeting, I think that was a little bit disturbing. Thank you very much, Mr. Telesford. I do hope that you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you also, sir. Appreciate your contribution as always. Folks, we due for a break. Let's take it. When we come back, we continue with today's edition of To The Point. We'll be right back. Don't touch it out.
Grenada Get Ready, GBN, the Ministry of Education, and the Division of Culture proudly presents Christmas Harmony 1.0, the inaugural primary school carol singing competition. Join us on Friday, December the 5th at 1 p.m. at the Grenada Trade Center. Magical voices, festive spirit, and exciting competition await. Tickets, adults $10, children $5. Christmas Harmony 1.0, no better place to be. Be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday, November 22nd, from 7 p.m. is the semi-finals of the 15th edition of the Wagiti Carib Super Knockout Football Tournament. Come witness the clash of the Titans. Game 1, Caribbean National St. John Sports versus the defending champions, Paradise FC International. And in Game 2, Hurricanes SC versus FC Camahorn. Who will make it to the grand final? All games are at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Then after the games, we welcome from Jamaica, Amani. And from Grenada, Dash, Khalifa, Water Daddies, Booba, and the Octane Band. Admission $50 main stand, $40 bleachers. The 15th annual Wagiti Carib Super Knockout is on. Don't miss a game.
This house.
Welcome back once again, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to The Point, Classic Radio GBN TV for today, Wednesday, the 19th day of November. We have an open line edition for you today, all listeners and viewers, and of course, give you the opportunity to call in. Let's hear from you in terms of your views and concerns this morning of issues that you would like to bring to the fore. There's an issue that you think that, hey, I'm a bit concerned about it, and I would like to bring it to the fore. Maybe it becomes something of a debate in terms of how you may present it this morning. 445-2041. As always mentioned, we have double the options for you to call in. You have the direct line, yes, that you can call in via, or you can call via the WhatsApp. If you prefer to send a message, and I've seen a couple of messages via the WhatsApp already, I'll try to get a couple of them in as we move along this morning. Let's just go to this one. Someone is asking, please ask the various schools where students are involved in extracurricular activities to ensure that these students get the various assignments on time. All right. Also, parents and teachers must listen to the students, as teachers are not perfect. All right. That's a concern there from someone. Let's go back to the phone line via the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Present. Good morning, GT.
Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing this morning? I'm doing great.
Well, I'm doing perfectly fine. And yesterday I tried getting through the lines with your special guest. That was Mr. Bula.
Yes.
The General Secretary, but the program kind of go a little over and we callers didn't really get the time to share our views.
Okay.
Sometimes it happens, but it's important that we share our views, especially the independent opinions. Now, let me get into it now. Now, we have a new party which is emerging on the scene as we see DPM coming in on the scene for Grenada GT, which is not a bad thing having a third party. It is not. But in my point of view, some people need to really understand why Grenada had elected that young team that was there, because we keep getting politicians coming in. We keep getting them coming in. But who are these politicians? Some of them have been there for years. Look from 2008. Peter David was one who was already serving with National Democratic Congress. He was even serving, I think, before that in opposition. He had the opportunity to serve. He left them due to some falling out, move over to the New National Party, serve under the New National Party, senatorial role, then appoint as an MP for the town of St. George. Now, a question that I have to ask, could we say that we are satisfied with the amount of work that got done in the town of St. George? Move over for all these years representing as an MP, similarly to Northwest. If you look at Northwest, you look at areas, St. Patrick's, St. Mark's. These areas have long-serving MPs. Can't give the current MPs of the National Democratic Congress too much blow. They just have 3 years experience, as we all know. Let's put that into context as it is there. Now, you've been there, you served for some time. Do you think, and I'm putting it out there, I hope Mr. David is listening, and do you think that it is wise for him, who served so long, served through Grenada, going through some phases, teachers' salaries being docked, pensions not being paid, you were part and parcel of all the disruptions in Grenada, even in the previous NDC, who due to their falling out, they failed Grenadians because remember, we had things like late payment, contractors couldn't work. You had some contractors who had to go on the road doing debushing. Lest we forget, due to that failure of their regime. Now we fast forward into 2025 in a different dispensation. And to me, I really don't see anything different. Yes, you have a party come about. It's not nothing new because we're still dealing with the politicians who've been here for 20 plus odd years. And if you ask me, we're still far behind. Look, just the other day, we're coming in with passport, digitalized, etc. We're still far behind GT. So to tell me that you're offering something new, and then again, we want to stop the tribalism, as we say, we want to stop it, But every party that come on stream has a color code. You can't run from that. There will always be people who in a certain organization who think that they deserve more than the other. There would always be victimization. We can't cope that. That's just human nature for what it is. The politics, let's use that word. The politics, because I still see these seasoned politicians, as they call themselves, playing politics. Even when they speak, they still speak politics. But the Grenadian people will decide on that. So if you ask me, what the Grenadian people has taken a chance on, or what they have voted for, they voted for a young team. And these people need to understand that these people put up themselves to serve. And if you're going to take the electorate, it's not about your experience, what you have done, because he giving me the same thing as what Dr. Mitchell does give. I hear a lot of boasts about egos, and I do this and I do that, but is it the right time for such a thing? Because there's a lot of work to be done. There's a reason why we put in a young team on this ground day. So I think these guys and them need to revisit that. And some of these seasoned politicians, that's just my perception. I hope they're listening, because I've been talking about it since after June 20 whatever election. They need to make way for a different generation block. There's people outside, the young people who is qualified, educated, bachelor's, master's degree, etc., and some of them who come from private sector. They would not come in and play politics, but bring meaningful change to Grenada to bring us where we need to be. If, for the way how things are going, GT, and if you look at it, and I wasn't there at that time, I'm a young person, the best change Grenada had, since now, there have a lot of things that are coming in now, but they still have a lot of betterments to do, is during the revolution time. And the reason why is because they had no one to object, so they just give meaningful change, although it had its bad inside of it. But that's the only big impact that Grenada got. Other than that, you're trying to move forward and you have so much of different bottlenecks, so much people complaining. Every bill that has to pass in Parliament cannot pass on a unified level. And Mr. David talking about tribalism, but it's difficult. So we won't be out of that for no time soon. However, the Prime Minister is doing an excellent job. And I will continue rallying on with him, GT. So you have a good morning.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for your contribution this morning. Appreciate it a whole lot, and certainly, of course, appreciate your call. We do have another caller. Caller, you are live. Good morning, welcome.
Yes, good morning, GT.
Good morning to you, sir.
Now, this is what we have to understand. This is the reason why, under the leadership of Deacon Mitchell, we can see progress, we see innovation and insight from a young man who basically, you could say, he never had political experience. And after 3 years and couple months, look at the innovation and what he's done in agriculture. Matter of fact, I just was talking to a gentleman a while ago, and he was telling me the initiative of the Ministry of Agriculture and what he was doing. He's from Lasta St. David. He's going around all the schools doing gardens, Dorothy Hopkins Place. And he's doing all these things to improve the production of agriculture and nurturing the school children in terms of gardening and so on. I mean, there's so much innovation that this young government doing under the leadership of Deacon Mitchell. You know, in education, you understand, sport. We've never seen such awards given in sport before. We see programs like Elevator, the empowerment. We've seen all these things over and over, and so much of things. I mean, come on, Grenada is seeing something that is new, a prime minister that everybody can relate to. We haven't seen that in our history. We should be proud as Grenadians, and we should continue praying for this government to keep going on. And we have to understand that the naysayers have to open their eyes and stop doing political posturing and just give the government some credit and come on board and let's do things and advance Grenada. Have a good day, GT.
You too, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. We do have another caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome. Let's hear from you. I think we lost that caller there. Caller, of course, probably lost the patience. My apology for that also. 435-2041. 435-2041. The lines are opened. Both the WhatsApp and the direct line. Of course, they are the same number. 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. We do have a caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Yes, Mr. Telesford, I beg your indulgences just to make a brief comment there.
Go right ahead, please.
I won't be long. You know, one thing that bothers me, but of course I have to accept it. Why is it in this here country that despite of all these marvelous acts of transformation, quote unquote, that are taking place in Grenada, that should create a prohibition for another group of Grenadians to get together in a political party because they can afford it, they have the time, they have the resources. Why? Let the people do their do, and the future time will tell. With the involvement of the people, it's a decision for the people. Time will tell. If they can make it, they'll make it. If they can't, they'll drop out just as the others. Who for that? But listen, ma'am. People of this country know that in recent times, at the end of July to be exact, some laws were passed in the Parliament of Grenada related to the oath of allegiance. We're very happy that we don't have to swear to the king anymore. But hear this. The king is still the master of the parliament, and the king is still the master of the executive as expressed in section 23 and 57 of the Constitution. But hear this, there were challenges from the time the theory put forward by the CC board of the CCR that the separation of Schedule 3 from the constitutional section 111 was an illegitimate act. A Kraboja in this here country, or Kraboja if you want, that's it, challenged the CC board. They refused to answer the question. Reference was made to item 7 of Schedule 1 of the Constitution. They totally disregarded it. Reference was made to subsection 1 of section 39 as it relates to the manner specified. They refused to, because they knew it all. However, they did. The administration and the parliamentarians took it up and they approved the laws. Tell me what has changed in this here country. This is what I want to reform, Mr. Telesford. Last Sunday morning, yesterday, day before, when was it? Anyway, a couple of days ago, I read an article on the newspaper, the Grenada, no, that is new today. Written by one J.K. Roberts, a chap that I know. But it's interesting, listen to the title of the article. It says, has Alexis, and I think he's referring to Francis Alexis, or a legal luminary, has Alexis caused the government to err? Some people say err, E-R-R, as to make a mistake on the oath of allegiance. I want to repeat it. Has Alexis caused the government to err on the oath of allegiance? He didn't question rhetorically. He went on and gave his reasons why he considers that it was a farce, a hoax. But the laws have been passed. But the question remains, was it legitimate? Was the act of removing, detaching a schedule from a statute, especially the Constitution, was it correct? I'd like Grenadians, therefore, to read that article. Read it and discuss it amongst yourselves. And pick up your Constitution and read Section 39. Read Section 111. Read the 3 schedules of the Constitution and understand for yourself. This hoax has to be overturned. The laws created, so-called laws, have to be abrogated. Think of it, Grenadians. Don't allow yourself to be bluffed by these know-it-alls, because the aim and objective is to continue to deceive the people of this country. We have to call them out. Thank you very much, Mr. Telesford.
Thank you, sir. Have a good morning yourself once again. 435-2041, 435-2041. It's the open line this morning here on, of course, today's edition of To The Point. If you do have a contribution you would like to make, feel free to do it. We have another 20 minutes or so left. And before we entertain more calls, we take a break. And when we come back, we get back to the phone lines with the calls from you listeners and viewers of it. Let's stay with us, folks. We will be right back.
This holiday season, let the Monica Benoit Wonderland of Lights lead the way to Christmas at the Point. Starting November 30th, the Quarantine Point Recreational Park transforms into a glowing wonderland with dazzling light displays that are the true showstoppers of the season. Take a magical tuk-tuk tunnel ride through twinkling arches. Explore Santa's grotto, cozy up with a picnic blanket under the stars, and savor delicious eats from local vendors. Entry is just $5 for walk-ins, $10 per carload, and $20 for premium carload parking. Plus, grab a cozy picnic blanket for only $40 and enjoy the season in style. Special pricing applies for New Year's Eve. Visit our Instagram or Facebook pages at Rotary Club of Grenada Events for more details. It's holiday fun for the entire family every night from 5 p.m. till midnight, and it all supports the charitable work of the Rotary Club of Grenada. Christmas at the Point. When the sun sets, the wonder begins. Mark your calendars. It all begins November 30th.
This Christmas, GBN is lighting up Grenada. From November the 10th to December the 24th, your festive season starts right here with GBN's Christmas Catalog 2025. Start your mornings with Mid-Morning Magic. Weekdays 10 to 12, live fun, giveaways, and Christmas cheer every day. On Friday, December the 5th, the school's Christmas Challenge lights up the Trade Center. 15 schools, 1 trophy, and the voices filled with holiday joy. Then on Saturday, December the 20th, it's Christmas in Kamahan. Live music, food, shopping, toy giveaway, and the grand tree lighting ceremony. And on Monday, December the 22nd, join GBN's Caroling in the City, spreading Christmas cheer all through St. George's. Every Sunday from 5 to 7, enjoy Utah Sundays with classic Christmas tunes and prices galore. And from December the 1st, K105's Lights of Christmas. Guess that hidden cash and win. So whether you're singing, shopping, or celebrating, do it with GBN, connecting with you this Christmas. Our partners making it possible: Flow, Ace Hardware, Foodland Supermarket, Grenada Duty Free, Answer Coating, Banfields, and Koyaba Beach Resort. GBN's Christmas Catalog, connecting you this season.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. Once again, it's To The Point, Classic Radio GBN TV. We go back to the phone lines, of course, entertain our listeners and viewers out there who wants to make a contribution towards today's edition of To The Point. It's an open line edition this morning. And before we go to the phone line, I have a comment from someone via the WhatsApp. They're saying, at what age should a person become redundant in order to make space for young people in politics? That's a question someone is asking there. Let's go to the phone line. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, GT.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Not too bad, GT. How you been and how your family doing?
Everything is all right, man. Everything is great. Everything is all right.
Oh, nice. Always a pleasure to hear you, my friend, especially on an open line too. Okay, GT, for the person question, I think if you reach 70, I think you should exit and give a younger person a chance.
Even if you still have that mental capacity is still open and is of course, you're able to do your chores as you're able to, you think they should drop out at 70?
Yeah, because I think we should be building leaders, and then let us take a time to enjoy our pension and what gratuity is. Yeah.
All right. That goes across.
Go plant some vegetables with.
It's your opinion. Let's hear your contribution.
My contribution today. Okay, at first I want to endorse the two gentlemen before Rolo.
Yes.
I want to endorse everything what they say. I stand with everything what they say. And GT, I happen to listen to what they call the movement. All right. Okay, and to me it was like a theater, GT. At the time I thought I was on Broadway with people with microphone hook up to the A's and thing, like when you're lecturing somebody or something. I thought I was like in Broadway, like a play or something.
But is there something typically wrong with a presentation of that nature? Would you say there's something wrong with that?
Not something that basically that is used to.
Yeah, but I'm asking you the question. But my question to you is still, is something wrong in terms of something being presented in that particular manner? Is there anything wrong with it?
Okay.
Yeah, you're not used to it, but I'm asking if it's wrong. If there's something wrong with the idea.
Okay, in my opinion, what I saw with it look just like theater to me. And then I feel like if you come with a message, it should be a little more different. You understand? When you come and you introduce somebody and they come up to the podium and they talk, because...
So you're saying it basically wasn't something that you are accustomed to, or the typical way in things information being distributed was not the usual way? In your opinion?
It was not the usual way because look, this Friday I'll be going to a Oliver play and it's the same kind of performance thing I'm going to see like this. So,
All right.
It was like a performance to me. It was not real. That's the way it looked. Yeah. All right. Okay, GT. All right. Okay. Okay. I'll listen to them. All right.
Yes.
And then, as the gentleman and them said before, Peter always talk about unity and bringing the people together. You understand? I have no problem with that. But we have to realize that if we go back to Tillman time, I was listening to Beyond the Headline with Peter too, and Peter mentioned certain things like he's so happy about the position being a Minister of Agriculture. All right, but Peter never tell people that he never come to Carriacou. He's one. He never visit Carriacou. He made a promise. He lied to the people. He never show up. And then another thing again, I remember that Tillman Thomas gave him a position, and he refused to go and sign. He refused to go and sign because he didn't like the position that he gets. So when you're talking about unity, these are the things that when he come on GBN, I hope that I could question him and hold him to certain things. Another thing again, talking about unity, and then you have colors again. You're talking about bringing people together, then you have a color. I say maybe they will have a white. White is kind of pure or something, But listen, they have orange. Do you know orange is the color of prism? Usually, when you guys committed crime, they usually put them in the prison, and the color there is orange. Orange is something that will calm you down, basically. I don't know if you guys know about that. But most of the prisons up here, they are painted orange.
All right.
And then they get another orange jumpsuit. You know that also to GT? Then they get it.
All right.
GT, my last
Thank you, man.
Comment on.
Yes.
Okay, last thing I want to comment on, GT. I listened to Parliament a while ago. And then today in Parliament, I don't know if you heard about it, but the Prime Minister and them, they will be giving the keys to the vehicle that is assigned to members of Parliament. And then I was listening a while ago before I called, and then I heard Kit Mitchell say that he would not partake in taking any keys or any vehicle, sell the vehicle. You understand? And I think that was very rude. And I know once Kit Mitchell start that, I expect the rest of the opposition will follow him. You understand? And I think that if the government taking the opportunity to give them vehicles so that they could move about in the constituency and help people and do whatever, just like how they give them the $10,000 and we don't know what they're doing with it. You know what I mean? They didn't reject the $10,000. They didn't reject the $5,000 extra that they're getting on their salary. But today they want to reject the van. And I think that is very rude. And I think that Grenadians should hold them to that during the time of the election. And I'm looking for the movement to be the next opposition in Grenada. GT, you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir.
You and your family.
Thank you. Have a good one yourself. 445-2041. We go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, G. How you doing, brother?
Doing great. Let's hear from you, please.
You know, that radar issue, right? It's like you seem to forget about it. I'm just saying that, hey, if you go home today and you have some money in your pants, and then bam, you into the money, you actually just done what is the money? You take the money, you can't say nah. In answer. In answer at all. I'll ask you in answer. See, when no is hiding, yes, it's first.
Caller, for some reason, you sung very distant and not too clear in terms of how we should hear you normally. So I don't know if you want to improve on that in terms of maybe speak up a bit.
You hear me now?
Yeah, go right ahead. Much better.
Huh? Better, nice. So, Jay, when no is hiding, yes, it's present. I do believe that the answer is yes, give the Americans. But Donald Trump, he for Venezuela. In 7 days, that 2 days gone already. Do the attack. The president don't step down. I believe that everything is in place for that. And the radar system is already in place for that. Not only airports, but I believe in the waters of essentially they have shipped it. I believe that. Yeah? So my second point is that let's imagine, Jake, you come out in a prison somewhere in the world. You have plenty of money. Right? You want a new identity with a passport. When you go look on Grenada, you have in the leadership ministers selling passports for giving whatever they do on the passport, selling our passport. You have ministers. Now I hear the opposition is involved in that, selling our passport. Imagine that, you know.
Are you saying, is it factual that you're saying that ministers are selling passports?
They're involved in that, selling passports. Yes, I'm just saying that, what kind of country is that? We don't have the leadership of the country selling our patrimony. We have to sell our patrimony. What kind of people are going to judge us? Who want to, in a manner, they out in the world, you need some new identity and so forth. What country is you looking on? I'm not Grenada. Look at St. Vincent. Rav Gonzalez, he's campaigning hard against country and not your passport. Yes? When you sell a passport, your country is losing out a lot. The reason why we're not get a visa to go to Canada for selling passport. The reason why we get people to go to England selling passport. There's another thing we have to do. We're losing out other people by selling passports. So why are we doing that? Yes, our ordinary man is not seeing the money. You see, our roads are bad, our school system is bad, our health is bad, we're selling passports. Who's benefiting? Who is benefiting from the passport? Is it the crooks and criminals around the world? Or the Grenadians? organize it better.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution. Of course, it was a little bit difficult hearing you clearly, but certainly got the direction you were going in terms of your contribution this morning. We do have another caller. Let's go over and say good morning. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Hello?
Good morning. You're welcome. Let's hear from you.
Yes. This kind of a thing that's going on in this place for all these years and years and years and years. It makes sense over and over, one thing over and over. They jump in from this party to that party. They jump in here, they jump in there like a grasshopper. I think it reached a point that let one man run the country. You see this fella that they know? Let him run the country. When he dead, then the next one take over. This is what I have to say.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 435-2041, 435. But we do have a constitution democracy, and I don't think one person is allowed to rule forever. I don't think that will be possible. 435-2041. We go back to the phone line. Caller, live. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, GT.
Good morning to you, my dear. How are you this morning?
GT, I'm well, and how are you?
Doing great. Doing great.
All right, GT. Lord, so long I haven't called your program. I'm kind of outdated, but this is the things that I want to make mention of this morning.
Yes.
As I want to say a big thank you to this administration for education. Now, in our days, your days, maybe your parents had to have the monies to send you to school, from secondary, the school fees and all of that. Now, the young people have a big opportunity. The parents, the burden of the parents has been lifted from a lot of fees for school. And this is a big thing, education. I mean, I don't have it. I wish I had. I wish. And I would like to applaud the administration for that. This is a key to success to any part of the world, any nation, education. So above all things, I would like to applaud them and say a big thank you. And also would like the young people to take advantage and study the book, study whatever they have to do. So in maybe 15, 20 years from now, everybody should be educated, and that will help us to emulate the poverty level of Grenada. Now, GTA, other thing, I am very, very disappointed. But before going to what I'm disappointed with the administration about, as a supporter. Now, the road we have here, they are trying the condition that they made the road in, but the contractors who's doing the work, they're not doing a good job at all. And the other thing is that the vehicles on the road, every Monday, you have Mr. McIntyre, they're talking about the vehicles, the traffic and stuff. But nothing has been doing. You're all making good suggestions, but nothing has been doing. Now the police are going around and putting tags on all vehicles by the road who causing accidents and all those things. GT and the truck, they're not going around and pick it up and in like all over the place. It's not in one place. And as a driver, and you're a driver too, I mean, it's very annoying. The other thing is that lacking, and I'm disappointed in that as well, the humps on the road, no painting, and you drive in and you could damage yourself, damage your vehicle and all that. But my biggest disappointment, and GT, when you do not understand something, you don't accept it. Me, for one, I do not understand why is the opposition in Grenada, the NNP administration, is getting this hefty amount of money. Now, if Dr. Mitchell, Peter David, whoever, Clarice or everybody wants to help somebody in the constituency, when they was there, they wasn't even helping anyway, but they're able financially to help them. In my thing, it's not in the Constitution. It has never been done before. But let me tell you a little what I understand. I understand when this present administration, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Dick Mitchell, said that he was going to give this money so that the MPs can help the supporters in the community. Now, Now, what I know as fact, that when the supporters go to the MPs, they send them back to the NDC offices. This is facts. Now, what I am saying is, why are they getting the monies? They're not accounting, say they use up these monies for this, that, and the other. And it's our money. So I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't accept it. And no, they're getting vehicles, brand new vehicles. No, what I'm saying is all the MPs, they have vehicles. So what make them qualify to get vehicle to help the constituency? They already have vehicles. So Dr. Mitchell refusing it, I don't blame it, I don't need it. But I would like this administration, for whatever reason, to sit and to withdraw these monies because it's not helping the less fortunate people in the country, and it shouldn't have been given like the rich. Dr. Mitchell and them are rich. Why should they be getting all these monies? No, I tell you.
Well, I'm going to ask you to take another, of course, just make your final contribution and wrap, please.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and I hope that we'll hear that this monies has been withdrawn from the opposition.
Thank you.
And go to the senior citizens and other people who need it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution. We may, of course, go to our final caller for the morning. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're welcome. Let's hear from you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
According to MGS,
go right ahead. Go right ahead with your contribution, please.
Peter David Farm is the only politician in Green right now.
Okay.
And he was in the New Jubilee movement. From a young to a Chugiri, he was in it. He was in a gang to kill Bishop. He was in it. He was in a gang to show Tillman Thomas. He was in it. He wanted to take over NNP. He was in it. And he can take a gun during the revolution and run behind his father during the revolution.
Cole, I certainly hope the statements you're making are factual. All right? I hope so.
I know. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Appreciate your contribution this morning. Folks, as we're going to take a wrap for today's edition of To The Point, I want to thank everyone who contributed towards today's edition. Thank you so much. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of To The Point. And don't forget, we have the Mid-Morning Magic coming up next here on Classic Radio and GBN TV. Join us for that. It certainly will be an interesting program for you today. Until then, have a good one, folks. That's where we say goodbye.